Welcome to the live show. I want to make sure that the sound is working, so I'm going to do a sound check here really quickly. Hopefully, you guys are all having a great evening. Bitcoin right now is welcome. It looks like it's doing good. Bitcoin right now just kind of going sideways, but I do want to look at a few things. This is going to be a little bit of a longer stream because, like, if you guys watched my last stream, it was a very short one. I had to cut it off early, so I'm going to be live here for a little bit. Nothing crazy, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So play it by ear. But the first thing I want to look at is a crypto fear and greed index. Right now, the crypto fear and greed index is sitting at 10 in extreme fear. Anytime it's been around 10, it's been a great time to buy, and usually has marked the bottom within, I would say, about 30 days. But I'm still under the belief that maybe we get a dead cat bouncer and then we go lower. I think we could still see 50,000, 40,000. I see a bear flag on Bitcoin down to 38K. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but they usually dump about 68% of the time. But at the same time, I've never seen it around 10 or lower and not be at least some kind of local bottom. So maybe for the next month or two, we go up. We'll see, though. I just think if we were really going to go up, I think it would have happened by now. But with that being said, let's kind of go and look at what Bitcoin is actually doing in the price action itself. And by the way, right now Solana looks like it could be coming back down to the 15,200. I wouldn't short that right now. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, to me, although it looks pretty, if you just trade the 33-minute time frame or even the half-hour time frame, that looks like it's coming down. RSI is, coming down. Money flow is kind of going sideways, but slightly down. So we'll look at that in a second. But right now, I want to watch Bitcoin on the 3-day and under. So the 2-day time frame right now is overbought, coming to the downside. You do have a green dot though on the 2-day time frame. That could be somewhat bullish. And I haven't looked at the weekly in a while. I probably should look at the weekly time frame. Weekly's curving to the upside here. You don't have the green dot yet, which tells me we're still likely to continue lower on Bitcoin on that time frame. But here's a bear flag I was talking about on Bitcoin on the daily time frame and on the 2-day time frame. And this suggests that you could really go to about, the measure move really takes you to about $38,600. And you can say, Andrew, how do you get that measure move? Well, it's pretty simple. You take it from the last local low, which was 60,000 on the dot on a lot of exchanges, and you take it to the last major local high, and you get 38,000. You could even, you could even do it all the way up to about 97,000, I would think. But if you want the conservative measure move, I would say it's basically 37.7, 38K. If you want the more aggressive measure move, then I would be looking for something like this. The more aggressive measure move is a lot worse. And it takes you down to 28.8. An 80% drop from the highs would take you down to $25,000. So I think that's about a worst case scenario. So 28.8 could happen. But if we're just being conservative, the measure move is 37K. Either way you slice it, the measure move is either 29 or 37,000. For right now, I would like to be conservative. And you have major supports to the downside before you even get there. First of all, you have to go and retest the $60,000 level, and then below that, $50,000, and then below that, we could maybe then look for 38K would be the next target. But if Bitcoin can crack 69,000, we can be bullish right now, and that's the closest area that we are at right now. So if Bitcoin breaks 69,000, then I'm looking for 75.5. If we stay below 69,000, you can eventually look for 60,000 in time. It might take some time, but that's kind of where we stand. So on the daily time frame, if we're above 69,000, we can be bullish. If not, we technically still should be looking for lower targets. If you're not already in a position, this is not financial advice, but I probably would not be entering a position. If you break 69.3, 69.4, you could look for a position up to 75.5. If you touch that 69.3 level and get rejected, you could be entering a short down at 60K. That's not what I'm doing, but that's just my thoughts. If in a hypothetical trade, that's my thoughts. If you look at the 12-hour time frame, you get the green dot coming to the upside. Stock RSI is overbought. I still see us in a bear flag on Bitcoin on the 12-hour time frame. And if you look at the 8-hour time frame, again, green dot on the money flow. Never got overbought on money flow. RSI, on the other hand, is overbought. As far as the RSI is concerned, that is a lower high. The 6-hour time frame overbought. Money flow is not. Kind of same situation. 4 hours, same situation. 3 hours, same situation. 2 hour, really the same situation. 1 hour, though, does have a red dot. 2 red dots now on money flow for Bitcoin on the 1 hour, suggesting you come lower. And the 2 hour would be the next time frame to look for that red dot. If I jump down to the half-hour time frame, it kind of looks lackluster, like we're kind of just going sideways. The 15-minute time frame, again, had the red dot 2 days ago when we hit 70,000. I'm sorry, yesterday when we hit 70,000. And now it's coming to the downside. RSI is kind of going sideways. Money flow kind of going sideways. But we'll see what happens. Where do I think we're going next right now on the smaller time frames? I'll be honest with you, it kind of looks like we're going sideways. But if I absolutely had to call it, I would watch the 1 hour time frame to come back down. And at the end of the day, the 1 hour I'm not saying we're going to touch it, but if Bitcoin loses 66,600, that's not good, and that could be bearish. And really, I see a lack of momentum on Bitcoin. I'll be so honest. And you have the red dot on the money flow. If I absolutely had to call it right now, I would say that this is going to probably come to the downside on Bitcoin. And probably at least touch the 1 hour 200. If you lose that, you could be looking for the 2 hour 200, which I guess is actually even higher. So if I had to take any position right now, if I had to take position, which I don't have to, but if I had to, I would be entering a short with a take profit maybe around 66.4, 66.5 at the 1 hour 200-day moving average, which is this yellow line here. Stop loss could easily be around 69.2 above these last local few weeks here. So, I mean, let me just do some hypothetical math here. If you're going to do a take profit of what I just said, your entry would be literally 68,137, let's say. That to me, that's not worth the trade. It's a 1.6 R&R. That means you could take this trade 1.6 times. If you lost both times, you'd be in the red. If you lost one time, you'd be in slight green. But to me, that's not worth the risk. But it does. If I had to take any position, this is the one I would take. It's not 3-1 though. But it looks most likely that the money flow is coming down. RSI is about to come down. It looks pretty likely though that we do come to the downside here on Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. It just might take several hours, maybe even 12 hours. But if there's any position that we go to, it looks most likely that we come to the downside here for Bitcoin. So it says, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. That's not. Let me just refresh this really quickly. So, there we go. So, hopefully I didn't screw anything up. I'm not quite sure what happened with that. Okay, I see as well. Let's go over to Solana. Solana has the red dot on the 2 hour, on the 3 hour, on the 4 hour. No, 3 hour it does. So, again, if you really want to be in positions right now, these are the trades I'd be in. I would be in Solana down to the 1 hour 200, which to me doesn't seem worth the risk, in my opinion. But stop loss could, I guess, be at 88.2. Let's just do more math on this, on Solana. Entry would be 86.75. Stop loss would be right here. That's a 1.79 R&R. That's really not worth the trade to the 1 hour 200 on Solana. But I see a lot of these assets probably coming back to the downside. What is Ethereum doing? Well, Ethereum is literally there, so that cannot. But I see a lot. I see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana overbought on the 1 hour 200, barely above the 200, and it's looking like we're going to lose some of these key levels. If Ethereum loses 1950, I see 1875 being the next stop, and then 1721. So I would say these are pretty, Solana, none of these assets look good to me. So if you guys have requests, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll look at the cryptos. But like Giggle, I don't know. I don't think I'd be touching Giggle right now, to be honest with you. It's kind of a I don't think I'd touch Giggle right now. Let me see. Is it above the 4 hour 200? No, not even close. So it is above the 1 hour 200 with confidence, unlike a lot of other assets. but it seems very high risk. You're overbought on the RSI. You have red dots on the money flow on the 1 hour. So I would probably not touch Ginkgo. Pepe is below the 4 hour 200. That's not good. Tau, which I don't even know why that's on my watch list. Shiba Inu. Where did she go? So Shiba Inu is below the 4 hour 200. That's bearish. Litecoin below the 4 hour 200. Monero XMR below the 4 hour 200. Dogecoin below the 4 hour 200 day moving average. You have a green dot though in the money flow for Dogecoin, but you're below the 4 hour 200. Atom, I am in a long on Atom. I tried to take a long on the 12 hour time frame. That did not work very well for me. So this doesn't look fantastic to me at all. I am in a long on Atom though. CHZ, I'm in a long on. 12 hours overbought, but I took a long on the 3 day. 3 days of bullish engulfing candle. Stock RSI is curving to the upside. I made a video about this. Money flow is curving to the upside. So right now, CHZ is looking good to me. So I took a long on the 3 day on CHZ. I entered at 35 and change, and we're up a few percent on that trade. Take profit is 79 though. So we'll see what happens on CHZ. Appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. And so yeah, so this is, I mean, there's not, if you want to look for positions, I think you have to look to the higher time frames, because I think the smaller time frames on a lot of assets, in my opinion right now, are complete chop. So we'll see what happens, but you know, it doesn't look great. So yeah, I just see more downside for a lot of assets. I think really overall though, for Bitcoin and what Bitcoin's going to do tonight, is probably go sideways. So it just looks like that's the most likely idea, is that we go sideways throughout the night, and then tomorrow we can kind of reevaluate it of what's going to happen. But I don't see any crazy movements. If I see absolutely any kind of movement, it would be sideways or down. But I don't see a big pump coming for Bitcoin tonight, or really for any asset. Could I be wrong? I would say there's maybe a 15% chance I'm wrong right now. To me, the market looks pretty clear to me. You could say this is a bull flag above the 15-minute 200-day moving average. That's great. But at the end of the day, I see more downside for Bitcoin. It just looks like we are going to continue lower. You know, the higher time frames just don't look good. You're overbought on the 1 hour 200. Money flow has a red dot. So I would look for more downside on Bitcoin. I wouldn't get caught up on the 15 minutes saying, hey, we're in a bull flag above the 200, because technically you are, but it just doesn't look great. So it does not look fantastic to me. It looks like we're going to go lower. So that is kind of my analysis on the night. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll look at them. But with that being said, that's kind of my update on the markets right now. It just looks like we're going to head lower or sideways. That doesn't mean there's no setups to be had. CHZ is one of them that looks decent to me. We can look at the total market cap. How is that looking? Someone told me earlier today it looks horrible, and it does look pretty bad. That is a bear flag on the daily time frame. And this would suggest that altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, are going to head lower. And it would at least say you're going to go down to the next support at $467.5 billion. If you want to be conservative, that would be the measure move. First, you have to lose this key support at 665 billion. But if that happens, then you would be headed down to 467. That'd be a pretty big drop for total market cap. But I think it's going to happen at some point. So it just looks likely that that's kind of where we are headed next for Total 3, which again, Total 3 is all altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's what Total 3 is. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I see more downside for the markets, at least for the crypto markets. How is Tesla doing? Tesla on the daily time frame. I mean, Tesla's about to lose the daily 200-day moving average, so that's not good. And I see this as like an M pattern here on Tesla. That's very bearish. So Tesla, if you lose the daily 200, I would look for the 2-day to be the next stop. So I would say this: if Tesla goes much lower, your next support is $330. If we don't get a bounce off of 390, your next support is going to be 327, 330 on Tesla. That's just what I see going on. Another stock I could look at is Chris. It's just a complete garbage of a stock, but I want to just see what's going on. So well below the 200 on the daily. I knew that was the case. It's been below it for a long time. I just want to see if I saw a position to be had. I don't. So below the 4-hour 200 as well. All right. So I mean, yeah, I would not want to. Yeah, I wouldn't look at that anymore. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. You know, some of these crap coins that are worth absolutely nothing might be your best bet if you have to trade tonight. I would just take the night off. But if you really want to be in a position, some of these could be the best bet. I just think this is too high risk though. So I would say the move is probably not touch anything right now. And yeah, if you guys want to be up to date with whenever I go live, you can join the Telegram group. Link to join is in the description below on YouTube and on TikTok, or you can join my trading group as well. If you join the Telegram group, I can send you the link. Otherwise, the link to join my Patreon is also, I think, through both platforms. Definitely, it's on YouTube. So that's kind of where I stand for the rest of the night. I just don't see anything crazy happening for the rest of the night. I will say you getting mixed signals on Bitcoin. 15 is above the 200. 1 hour is not. Or 1 hour is, but it just looks sketchy. So I can't really take it short with the 1 hour and 15-minute being above the 200, even though it looks bad. So I stay with the fact that I would not take a trade on Bitcoin tonight. I think we go sideways throughout the night, and then tomorrow we can reevaluate it. I mean, Bitcoin's still below the 4-hour 200-day moving average. So all in all, I don't think it looks great for long. Appreciate if you guys share the live stream. It does help support the stream. But yeah, so that's my update, guys, on the markets. It looks like we are going to have more downside versus anything. So what else did I want to go over? I think that was basically it. I really don't see much of a trade to be had on anything right now. It just, to me, it looks like Chop City. So I don't know exactly what's pumping right now. We could go look at that. But as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of my update on the markets. Let me go see if there's any coins pumping right now. Why is it telling me that? Oh, it's not connected? So I just want to see if there's any coins pumping right now. Power is down 89%. What happened to power? I don't know really what it is, but let's go look at the chart for power. It's down 89%. Did it get rug pulled? Oh my gosh, what happened? It's down 90% basically for the day. 1 minute is trying to get back above the 200. I mean, would this be the long of a lifetime, or is it going to continue to roll over? What is happening? The bottom of your flag is at 17.8. The top is at 18.29. It's pretty volatile right now. This is crazy. Let me go back to the 15-minute time frame and let's kind of figure this out. What on earth? This is like Luna Classic 2.0. What is happening? The other day, yesterday, March 2nd, this thing was trading at $2.59. We are at 18 cents. Oh my gosh. My next question is, what is the funding rate for this right now? The funding rate's not even crazy. It's only point. That's nothing. That is absurd. What on earth happened to power? That's nuts. I don't know if I touch that. If you want to be a degenerate, this is the thing to trade tonight. Down 90%. I see a 1 minute bull flag on power. Should I take a long on this right now? I mean, I would expect to bounce here at this point. You're down 90% on the day. That's insane. I don't care if this. I don't care what asset you're trading. If you're down 90% on the day, and then you see a 1 minute bull flag, I would at least dabble with that. That says you could go back up to 20.5. I'm not entering any trades right now, but if you did want to enter this long, now it looks like it's going to roll over. My stop would be at 17.7, but now it looks like it's going to dump, and I wouldn't take this long anymore. So, this looks bad. Also, 1 minute now is a red dot, so to me, this looks horrible. I don't know what this is. I don't know what the market cap is anymore either, but oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my. This is going to just be what I'm going to watch the rest of the night. I don't know what this is. But that's absurd. Yeah, this is like something I would not probably trade. It's probably not worth the risk. That's a pretty big 1 minute candle, by the way. You were just at 18 and now you're down to 17. That's down, what, 3 or 4% in 1 minute? If you use any kind of leverage on this, you're wrecked. So, I mean, this is something, if you did trade tonight, you'd have to be zero. You'd have to be 1x leverage. You couldn't do anything more than that. That's just nuts. Wow. Well, with that being said, guys, that's kind of everything I want to go over. I don't know what happened to power. I'll have to do more research on power. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll be back live on Tuesday. Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Trade safe. Always use a stop loss. The trend's your friend till the end. Right now, the trend is to the downside on a lot of assets. So just be smart, and I'll leave it at that. Power looks like it's going to continue to roll over. So have a great night, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. I am going to be posting a video tomorrow on TikTok, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. And thank you for stopping by. And hopefully we can slowly get more and more support on this new TikTok page that I am streaming on right now, because I definitely was shadow banned on the other one. Yeah. Cheers. Adios.